It is June 1st and we are so excited because so many Lego sets are coming out today. We're going to head out to the Lego store. In fact, we are heading out early because we are going to a Lord of the Rings event at 9 o'clock at our local Lego store. We're able to register for that. And so I'm excited to see what that's about, what all the offerings are, all the people that are going to be there, which sets sell out first, what we're going to be able to get. In fact, I don't really know what we're getting it other than we're going to aim to get Minas Tirith. Now, of course, one of the interesting things about this, I am not being accompanied by my wife, who is technically the CFO of our channel, which means I might be able to spend whatever I want on today. So let's see how this goes. It was pretty chaotic in the Lego store, so I didn't take a ton of pictures today, but I do want to show you some of the new releases, including this one right here, the Disney Main Street. I'm not a huge fan of the way this one looked or how it turned out. I had a lot of hope for it, but in the end, it doesn't look awful in display, but it's still not one that I'm planning on getting anytime soon. They did have the bike and they had the Snoopy's doghouse. Those were available in store. They also had, I noticed, the Black Pearl, so that was one that they don't often have in stock, and they had lots of Lord of the Rings, including the Sauron helmet, Balrog Book Nook, the Rivendell and Barad-dûr sets. Those were all double points, and they had a number of Minas Tiriths, of course, being the release date. They also had the Creel House, which is one that I haven't seen too often in stock, although maybe more common now. And then they also had some of the new Jurassic Park sets, including the Triceratops skeleton. They had the Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler that came out last month that I was interested in possibly getting. In Ninjago, they had some of the old towns and the workshops, so those were in stock if you wanted those, as well as the 4 Weapons Blacksmith. For those of you in DC Lego, they did have Arkham Asylum, which has been very, very difficult for people to find, so I thought that was interesting. And of course, for the Marvel modular fans, you have the Avengers Tower back in stock here at our local Lego store at the Beechwood Mall, as well as the buildable Iron Man figure. They have the new Helicarrier in stock, which isn't too much of a surprise given it was release date, but the box was significantly smaller than I thought it would be. They had lots of copies of the Disney Main Street, including on some end caps as well as on the shelves itself. And by the way, they did have the new Harry Potter sets, including Double Doors, Book Nook, and the East Wing for Harry Potter. So that part of the modular castle and some of the other sets for that theme. I am back from the Lego store. I've got some massive bags full of Lego, and we are going to show you what we got. And we're also going to tell you a little bit about our experience at the early event that happened at 9 o'clock in the morning, which was 2 hours before the Lego store opened. But before I get into all that, I'm going to take these bags off of the table just so I can see the camera better and you can see me a little bit better. So hold on. All right, so that's a little bit better. I can actually see what's going on. I can move my arms because I'm like 50% Italian, so I like to use my hands. So let's show you some of the freebies that we got. I'm going to start over here. The first thing that I want to bring up is that we were at the event for the Minas Tirith release, and with that came a really cool build experience where you could, and I'll pull this out right here, you could build this siege engine right here. And the nice thing about it was you can actually customize it. So it came with the structure and had a lot of the snot bricks here. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about on the side here. Removing these. They had a lot of snot bricks on the side. And then once you were done with that, you could just go over to another table full of Lego and just take pieces and add them to your siege cart. And so I ended up customizing the wheels. I ended up customizing the sides and the front, putting some various pieces on there, including some pieces that I knew that I would really kind of like. So that was one element to it. And let me add this back to it as well. Now, another part of this was that you got to build some other things that they recommend at the end of the instructions. I'll try to show you a picture of that. But this is a little weapons rack that you could build, and I was able to put on a couple of orc weapons on this. So that was a nice little addition that I was able to put on there. Not sure it's going to stand up all that well. We'll just kind of put it like that for now. And then I was able to put together a trebuchet that did not survive the trip home. So let me just attach this here, and I'll show you the finished product. So it comes with a couple of 1x1 round pieces, and you can kind of flick it. So it works, and I thought it was a really nice thing. They have these suggestions on the back, and I think the one, yeah, it's able to pretty much build everything that I wanted to on this. So that was really nice. I was able to tack on a couple of extra weapons to this. So I thought it turned out pretty nicely, and I'll show you these images of what we ended up getting for that. So it was actually really nice. This cart without the additions is 113 pieces. I probably add another 40 to 50 pieces on top of that. So about 160 pieces, 170 pieces for the little build exercise in the Lego store. They also did a costume contest. There were only about a dozen people there, and there's like 1 or 2 people that were dressed up, so they won those awards. They also had some trivia questions that if you were the first one to raise your hand and answer the question, you got some stickers. They also handed out this poster right here. So Minas Tirith, Gandalf arriving. It's the Lego Minas Tirith, Gandalf on Shadowfax, and it's got just this great retro feel to it with the Lego print bound border on it. So I think this looks really nice, and I don't know if they're going to make these available for anyone else that bought Minas Tirith or will buy it in the future, but I thought that was really neat as well. So that was a nice little haul for just going early. You did not have to buy Minas Tirith if you went early. You just could have gone there. They gave you this wristband here that guaranteed you a copy of Minas Tirith, but again, you were not required to buy that. In fact, one of the people there that came to the early event bought Rivendell. The nice thing about going early is that they give you access to all of the Lord of the Rings sets that you wanted to buy before the store opened, so you could actually ring up Minas Tirith and leave and get out of there around 10 o'clock, an hour before the store opened, or the same with any of the other Lord of the Rings sets, which were double points. Now, we didn't do that because we do have Barad-dûr, Rivendell, the Shire, the Sauron helmet, and the Balrog Book Nook, but we did pick up some other things, which meant we had to go back and wait in line to get. Now, you know that we were going to get Minas Tirith, so I'll get that out of the way now. We did get Grond, the gift with purchase here, and I'm excited to build this one and review it. It's probably be the first set that we build out of our haul for today. Now, I also want to show you Minas Tirith. They gave you just the full bag, and they had it in the box. So I'll just show you what that looks like here. So hold on. So this is how it comes. I've got my box cutter here, so I'm gonna unbox this for you all just so we can kind of see what this looks like. The box and everything. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. And I'm hoping, yeah, here we go. So it comes with these cardboard inserts that'll allow you to get your fingers around the box, so that way you can actually remove it. So let me get the other one out of here, if I can. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna take this out and show you the box. So again, hold on just a moment. All right, so this is an absolutely massive box. There's so much going on all around it. You've got the main set here on the side. You've got a profile of it. On the back of the box, you do see the back of the set, and then you get another side profile here. The top of the box shows you the minifigs, and this is just gonna be absolutely insane build. So I'm really excited for building this one. We'll get started on it hopefully today. It'll take a while for us to build and review, so look out for that review in the coming days. Now, another set that we got that was free was this Cole's car from Ninjago. This was, I didn't even know it was a gift with purchase, honestly, but it is a gift with purchase if you bought Creator, Ninjago, or other such sets. So not a ton of pieces. It does come with a minifig, 39 pieces, a nice little car right there. So I'll add that to our freebie stack right here. Now we did get a smaller set that I'm really excited about, and it is the Sega Genesis controller. This one has, I think, not as nice of controllers as the gift with purchase from last year, but we'll build the controller or the overall set, and then we'll check out the controllers to see how those look compared to the gift with purchase. But I really like the controller. I loved Sega when I was a kid. I played a lot of Sega Genesis at my friend's house. I had a Sega Game Gear, so not quite the same system as that, but still really cool. We're looking forward to building that one. Another set that we got, not a surprise, is the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship. We did pick this one up. I'm excited to see what this looks like. I'm curious to know how different it is from the 2020 version, which we don't have, but I also am curious to see if you could add a couple of these together. We don't have more than one of these right now, but we are thinking about maybe buying a couple other ones in the future to see how that looks. That's going to be an exciting one. When we review it, we'll probably review the main model, and then we might come out with some reviews on the sub models a little bit later on. So we have one more set left to show you, and I'm excited for this one because I think it's just an absolutely beautiful set, and I think it's a really good deal, even though it's more expensive in the United States than some other countries. So it's even better, an even better deal in Great Britain and in Europe. But it is the Ancient Moon Gazing Inn. I think this just looks incredible, and I'm excited to see how this looks when it's built, and if it's something that could fit into a modular, a Ninjago city layout. So that is the bulk of our haul, and I am excited to dig in. We're going to start with Grand, then probably start Minas Tirith and Sega Genesis, and then we'll get into these two over the next couple of weeks. So that'll definitely keep us busy. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see any of these reviews and other content. We've got a lot coming out in June, so you don't want to miss anything. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to keep building together.